Good day, good people, and welcome back to my channel. Now, tonight's video is not going to hold you guys for that long, but there are some things that I want to get into. But before we get into all that, if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscription button, hit that notification button bell so that we can be notified every time I'm dropping a video. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and as always, drop a comment in that comment section. Now, let's get to tonight's video. Now, like I said, it's a nice video. I'm not going to hold you guys for too long, but there are some things that I definitely want to get into when we are talking about Yung Miami's birthday celebration that she just recently had and the growth of Miss JT of the City Girls. So a lot of people have been noticing that for Yung Miami's celebration, this year, JT was nowhere to be found. And, Yung Miami has been definitely kicking it a lot more with R.A. Fletcher and, other friends and whatnot. But she has definitely not really been hanging out with JT like she has been. And this is what I want to say. I somewhat agree with some of the people in the comment section, but yes, JT was, locked up, and Yung Miami did hold it down for the City Girls while she was locked up and kept her name alive and all this other kind of stuff. When JT did get out, JT did, join and start definitely pulling her weight. I believe that somewhere down the line with their relationship, with the disrespect of Lil Uzi Vert to Yung Miami in many ways. There's been plenty of times where, JT and Yung Miami were on live on Instagram, and Lil Uzi Vert, I don't, necessarily know what the context of some of this stuff was, because sometimes I would catch it at the end or catch it like right when they were getting, right when JT was trying to tell him to be quiet or whatever. But there were plenty of times when Lil Uzi Vert did disrespect Yung Miami. And I'm not sure, she probably could have warned it, but it's just a little bit embarrassing to be doing this kind of stuff online. It's a little bit embarrassing for, you to have someone who you think is your best friend and her dude is steady just getting at you. Now, even with all that going on, it did seem like these two women were still not going to let anything faze them. They were still going to be friends. They were still going to, thug it out. And I personally saw some type of switch, a dramatic switch, when Yung Miami started messing with Diddy. Not only, did she get elevated and brought into a whole nother plethora, circles of different people and, everything that comes along with Diddy when he wasn't being what he is now in the public eye. I kind of felt like she was like, not necessarily feeling like she was better than JT, but I kind of felt like she felt like she was elevating or she was outgrowing the City Girls. Because honestly, she started the comments and started the debacle with, leaving the City Girls and doing X, Y, and Z. And that was only because she was flaunting around with Diddy at the time. And she was getting all that money and getting all these gifts and stuff. And she got the show that, was on, where she was interviewing people and stuff. She had different things that was helping her, you know what I'm saying? She was being invited to award ceremonies that typically she wouldn't have been invited to, not on her own. But since she was accompanied by Diddy, it put a whole different spin on it. And it almost reminded me in a way of when Kanye West took Kim Kardashian and they started dating, how she was dressing before to when he started dressing her and started helping her, and then now how her, style has totally elevated. You can definitely, it's not the old Kim anymore. Like, her style is definitely elevated. But that was because of Kanye West. And that's kind of how I feel with the situation what happened with Yung Miami. It was like Diddy kind of really elevated her to a certain type of level. And I also think that, maybe she felt like she wasn't maybe Young Miami didn't feel like she was pushing herself away from JT, but for a certain amount of time, it did feel like to me, like it's one thing when you know, are hooked up with somebody or you're in that honeymoon stage. Yes, people do be, you know, you forget about your friends and it's normal. You get caught up and consumed in the person that you're messing with. But at the end of the day, this is business and stuff. And I felt like she was kind of pushing JT to the side and just not really, you know, they were seeming cool, like to face, but I don't think that they were really like connecting. And I think that after, you know, JT had already started to peep game and started trying to put herself on the track of, you know, getting herself more out there and putting more music out there, you know, especially by herself. And I think that that was an amazing gesture and it was amazing job well done because honestly people have been wanting to hear what she has to say, like, and it's amazing because she's been getting great things being said about her. People are wanting to see her. People are, you know, doing even more. I think that people are paying more attention to JT now that she is, you know, by herself down there, opposed to her being with the City Girls. And I also think that people were, you know, the last couple of years, JT and Young Miami have celebrated Young Miami's birthday together. But this year was different. And like I said, I think it's because it's elevation. But now I think that it's elevation on both sides. I think that at first Young Miami thought that she was elevating. But I think that in all retrospect, JT is the one who was elevating. I think that, you know, she's went through so much, you know, with having to go sit down in jail and, you know, wait and all these different things that she has been through. And not to say that Young Miami hasn't been through a great amount, but I think personally, from looking from the outside in, it looked like JT was, you know, she was a casualty at a war. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but that's kind of how I felt. Like it was just like, you know, that was your girl partner in the group, but it's like, I don't really need you because she was getting everything she needed with Diddy. And she was even making music with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think that JT now has found her voice, and now that she is, you know, single, not messing with Lil Uzi Vert, I think that she's on the right track to get to where she needs to be, and I think that people are definitely excited. You know, I don't take it as too much for her not being at the party this year. I think that she definitely has some things going on. You know, she was in Fashion Week. She was, you know, she was doing her Thug Thizzle. And it's a different look for her. It's a different field. It's a different experience. And it's all positive. So I see this as being something really good for her. And I'm excited to hear what she has coming out. And I'm excited to see what goes on. See if her, you know, Young Miami continue to be friends. And I think that at some aspect they will always continue to be friends. But I think that they have definitely outgrown each other. And it's time for them to go ahead and really, you know, maybe come back later on if they want to come back with another, you know, City Girls album or something like that. But I think that them taking time away and doing their own thing is definitely good. And especially a good look for JT because Young Miami was doing her thing. So why not for JT? And I say kudos to her and go ahead and do your thing. Y'all drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all this. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video respectfully.